each and every one of us. I'm Alma Alvera, and for today's video, we will going to discuss the menace of drug addiction. But before proceeding to the topic, let me first discuss the learning objectives. So at the end of this chapter, the learners are expected to define drug and drug addiction, enumerate some common illegal substances and their adverse effect on the user, and express commitment on the prevention and fight against drug addiction. So this chapter focuses on the social problem called drug addiction. Since given na naman na tayong mga tao ay masyadong curious, and we always tend to find and experiment about certain things that will make our lives better. And hindi naman lingid sa kaalaman ng lahat na yung mga scientists ay naka-invent na ng gamot na ginagamit natin in times of sickness and pain such as pain relievers and other medicines. So kung dati herbal lang ang ginagamit, in today's society, gumagamit na tayo ng drugs to treat medical and psychological disorders. So to determine whether a substance is a drug, we should know its uses. Let's say for example, we have an alcohol which also happens to be a beverage. So yung alcohol, considered din siya as drug kasi ginagamit siya for relaxation and pangtanggal ng inhibitions and also to stimulate appetite. So according to Coloma, drug dependence is the overuse of a drug without due regard to accepted medical practices. So what do we mean by that? From the word itself po, drug dependence, pagdepende sa droga. So aware naman po tayong lahat na hindi advisable na gumamit ng drugs without prescription of a doctor. And when we say drugs po, hindi lang siya about sa mga pinagbabawal na gamot, it also includes other medicine. So for example, humithit ka ng marijuana. It is considered that a person is drug dependent kung na-overuse niya yung isang drug, especially without prescription of a doctor. So moving on, we have several definitions of a drug. So importante po siyang malaman, especially in determining whether a substance is a drug. So first we have the clinical definition. So basically po, isa itong substance na ginagamit as a treatment, pang-cure, or pang-enhance ng physical or mental well-being ng isang tao or also for animals. So second po is the general definition. When we say general, means common or universal. So ang drugs daw po na ito in general ay isang substance na ginawa para magkaroon ng epekto sa physiological system natin. When we say physiological system in simplified definition, it refers to human body. Third po is the popular definition, which is alam na nakakarami. So ang drugs daw po ay isang chemical or plant-derived substances na nakakaapekto sa physiological, behavioral, or physical functions na nagiging cause ng addiction. So yung drug addiction po is just the same with drug dependency. Yung isang tao kapag nag-take ng drugs, merong nagbabago sa katawan niya and as well as sa pag-function ng brain niya. So merong positive and negative effect ang pag-intake ng drugs. First is the positive one. Ito yung prescription ng doctor. It is positive because ito yung ginagamit pang remedy, pang treat, and pang cure ng mga sakit. Next is the negative one. Ito yung unpleasant effect ng drugs, which is nagiging cause ng pagkasira ng kalusugan ng mga tao. So, yung mga examples and the effect of those substances will be discussed by the next reporter. So, let's move on to addiction. Yung addiction, ito yung pagkahilig mo sa isang bagay to the extent na nagiging harmful na siya kasi hindi mo kayang lumagpas yung isang araw nang hindi siya ginagawa. So, hindi lang tayo pwede sa drugs ma-addict. Pwede rin tayong ma-addict sa online games, sa pagsusugal, sa chocolates, and others. Pero of course, ang pinaka-common ay yung pag-addict sa alcohol and sa drugs. So according to Dangerous Drug Act of 1972, mayroon tayong two classifications of dangerous drug. Una is of course yung ipinagbabawal na gamot na nagpo-produce ng psychological effects of narcotics. So when we say narcotics, ito yung mga substance na nag-treat ng mga severe pains and nagko-contain ng sleep-inducing and euphoric properties. So example nun ay marijuana, cocaine, and LSD, and etc. So second is yung mga regulated drugs na nagko-contain ng self-inducing sedatives like barbiturates. So yung barbiturates, isa siyang central nervous depressant. So ano ba yung ginagawa nito? So nagpapabagal siya ng heartbeat, ng breathing, and ng blood pressure. Next example is amphetamine. So isa siyang addictive drugs dahil nakaka-alter siya ng mood and isa rin siyang stimulant na nakakapabilis ng pag-function ng body and ng brains. So itong mga regulated drugs na ito ay ginagamit pang treat ng mga medical and psychological disorders. So nagiging harmful lang siya without prescription of a doctor and dahil na nga rin sa addictive effect niya. So I hope you learned something from me. Watch the next video for more information. Stay COVID-free and God bless.